Okay, this is my review of one of the best animes ever made. It is really special to me for the characters are easily relatable, and it was my first anime that I ever watched. So, anyway, with that in mind, let's get rolling. The plot, the anime is Lucky Star. It doesn't have a plot, it doesn't really need one. It fills the void that more shows fill with plot, with funny dialogue and weird scenarios that will really relate in the future or to your present or depending on where you are in life. Like if you're in middle school in America, it's probably going to relate to when you get to high school. But if you're in Britain, it's probably going to relate to you being in year 6, getting onto year 7. Most episodes, they don't connect with each other, and it's quite interesting to watch because, well, if you don't like the pointless banter, well, you can't really watch it because the entire show is pointless banter. But it's worth a watch if you just like random pointless dialogue. And the characters, if I want to speak about the characters, I'll speak more in depth about each one in a minute. The characters are, well, they are really well made. They are really well done and characterized. They show clear emotion and talk in a proper manner of the age they are set as. And the voice actors did an amazing job. They really did capture the spirit of the characters. The characters, for the most part, are high school girls in Japan. Like, there's a dad, there's a cousin, and blah 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 blah. One of which is named Konata Izumi, an otaku, who is obviously obsessed with anime, manga, and games, as her title would suggest. She comes up with random and funny lines every second she is on screen, and she shows cases of something such as ADD or ADHD, which is why most of her conversations jump about and are quite schizophrenic at times. Like, she's talking to one of her friends at a bus station, and it's not even relatable. She just says, all this talk about eggs and sausages made me hungry. And it's like, wait a minute, you weren't even talking about that. Her friends, Kagami Hiragi, Tsukasa Hiragi, and Miyuki Takara, are also very well characterized. Kagami is the design tsundere, meaning she has a tough outer shell but is soft on the inside. And she's usually cold towards Konata, but as most of the fandom would suggest, she is in love with her in a way of sorts. But they are definitely friends. Kagami just has more of a hard approach to social issues. Hard in inverted commas, because I'm amazing. His sister, Tsukasa Hiragi, is quite timid and, well, I would say adorable, because she's always living in the shadow of her sister and is trying to better herself to be like her sister, but also likes to be laid back like Konata and doesn't really know what to decide. And also she has these random conversations with Miyuki, and they're usually just airheaded and stupid. Miyuki Takara is a very airheaded character, as I just said, described as moe by Konata because of her clumsy actions. She's more of a supporting character. She's not in every episode, but she doesn't really play a big role either, but still a memorable character because, you know, they do mention her quite a bit. The animation of the show, it is actually animated really well, which isn't really surprising actually. It is done in a Puni plush style, meaning their heads are kind of big compared to their bodies. It is not chibi like most people think it is. It is very colourful and bright, and really draws you in with smooth transitions and with its lovely backgrounds and colours, because it's so adorably amazing that it's brilliant. Fan service. Okay, this anime has fan service in a different way to most. More shows with fan service in them than usually anime show off the breasts of female characters, which to be honest does happen in this show, like only once, and it was for comic effect, so I can let it slide till this show isn't a porno. The fan service in this show mostly relates to its references. Its references to other anime are like constant, and it's always referencing the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is something the voice actor of Konata in both English and Japanese were in. They both played Haruhi. Haruhi even appears in a television advert in the show, which is quite funny to me because I love Haruhi. They also reference Gundam, and Konata and her dad have a huge talk about Gundam, and they censor out parts and it makes it sound like a sexual euphemism, but it's amazing because they talk about it a lot. So yeah, my final verdict, it's funny, and it's honestly the best anime I've ever seen. It doesn't need action or violence or humour found in everyday life. it is seriously just breathtaking how drawn in I got and how much I could relate to Konica. Even her habits are like mine, in some cases. It's really worth a look, but only if you love randomness and cuteness. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And excuse the darkness, because it's really dark in my room. Anyway, thank you, bye-bye.